So what inspired you to create a caviar cocktail?
Well, basically, we started the process of creation when we started to work for Cannes Festival. Like Cointreau is one of the main partners for the Cannes Festival. And so, 6 years anniversary, 3 years ago, we wanted to create something special as a main partner. We had to celebrate this anniversary in a very good way. So we started to think about what could be Cointreauversial. So we said, okay, let's try to work on one recipe that no bartender or a lot of bartenders have been trying to work on and trying to make it, really, really, really good. And so we started to look at making Cointreau caviar. It made really a lot of sense, especially for the Cannes Festival. And then we decided to add up a little bit of gold, real gold within the pearl, which was quite interesting actually. Especially, we wanted to make the link between the Palme d'Or, the price of the Cannes Festival in gold, with our quota. So we did work for about a year and a half, actually, making the recipe, searching the right recipe, developing it, making the tools, and then we got ready 2 days only before the Cannes Festival. I remember I was by the bar and we got a little bit stressed out, I must say. And then we did present it for the Cannes Festival at the Nikki Beach, which is certainly one of the most popular, bar club in the world. We did present it. I spent 2 weeks over there, 10 days at the Nikki Beach making this cocktail, and he created actually, we were very surprised. We did create a massive buzz around this cocktail, the recipe. People were really interested into it. Even to say that we've got a popular program called the Grand Journal, who came in La Crozette, and they called us saying, can you come and present your cocktail on TV? And I said, oh, of course. So we did really create a big buzz around this cocktail.
So at the Cannes Film Festival, how many of such cocktails do you make in total?
Depending, for the Cointreau caviar, I did make something like, I would say at least 100 a day. Oh. So, but it became really, really popular. So, but it was something exceptional. And, with this Cointreau caviar, when you put it in a glass, you've got the caviar is dancing in the champagne. It looks just wonderful. And the taste, of course, it's just because we kept the taste of Cointreau as it was. That was really important to change, to play with the texture, but to keep the taste of the Cointreau as it is.
Okay, well, we know that Dita Bontis and the art of burlesque was the inspiration of Cointreau teas, right? What led you to the choice of the color, the flavor, and the violet garnish?
Well, on that point, I must say, this is the whole inspiration of the cocktail came from Dita herself. We did what we wanted to create, of course. She's our global ambassador. She really represents what a glamorous lady is, and she really expressed. She expressed it so well. She's definitely she's a stylish person. She's very glamorous, and we wanted a cocktail that would look like Dita Bontis. So we sent her a questionnaire, saying what kind of flavor do you like, and we spent a whole day with her. And at the end of the day, for what we wanted to do, for what I wanted to create for her, we did something completely different because she gave her own insight. And during the afternoon, she said, "No, I want something with violet. I want that flowers." And so basically, she really truly built her own cocktail, and it is just wonderful because to bring the flower, violet in a cocktail is not that simple, to make a very good balance. And Dita has created a very, very great cocktail, honestly.
So how was it like working with her?
Cool.
Cool?
Yeah, no, seriously. I kept a very good memory about my afternoon with her. I mean, first of all, even if she's a massive, major star in the world, she's very approachable. That means that she put a lot of willingness into this relationship with Cointreau. I mean, what she represents also, as I said, she's really definitely very glamorous. She's very nice. She's very approachable. You can ask whatever. She's always willing to work with a brand, and And I must say, we know what it's like sometimes to have an ambassador. It's not that simple. Well, this relationship works very well because there's a lot of value on both sides, from Cointreau, from Ditas, and both, Cointreau and Dita really met at the right time because they really represent, this glamour side of Cointreau and Dita, of course. So this is a perfect relationship.
What do you think is the cocktail trend for 2011?
Okay, well, depending where you are. We know that 2 years ago, 3 years ago, there were a lot of trend regarding classic revival, going back to the roots of what a bartender is, but classic cocktails such as Saica, White Lady, Margarita, which was good because Cointreau was and is in this original recipe. Those cocktails were created with Cointreau. So we were pretty happy, and we are pretty happy that bartenders are going back to the original recipe and to the roots of the job. The next trend, we're going from classic cocktails, I think, we're going to go to making their own infusion, if you see what I mean. A lot of bartenders are working with their own product, fresh product, which is also very good because Cointreau, you can't make Cointreau, you can't infuse Cointreau, so you have to use it as it is, but it will always enhance the taste of the bartender's flavor. So, we're pretty happy also about that, and we're working a lot actually with top bartenders to help them creating, their cocktails.
So then what happened to the more avant-garde kind of cocktails? Is that slowly phasing out, or?
You're talking about the molecular?
Yeah, molecular.
Well, I think molecular, it's really the perfect expression of what a bartender can be. Because as I said a little bit earlier, if we go back to the history of cocktails, bartenders were perceived as an artist. But nowadays, it's been a bit lost. You became a bartender because you needed to pay the school, you needed to get some extra money. So. And people always thought that it's easy to go behind the bar and just to make a whiskey coke and whatever. Well, it's way more than that. And really molecular, you really need to do some research. You really need the knowledge to make molecular. So for us, it was really the perfect expression of what a bartender can be. This professionalism of a bartender. So we did a lot of research. Cointreau, know that, is a leader in molecular mixology. But still, I think that even all the consumers will not ask for a molecular cocktail. I think it's always interesting to get the knowledge and out of it. And a lot of bartenders will use its knowledge to create cocktail infusion. For example, the trend for 2011, as you said, most of it is coming from molecular, from the knowledge of the past experiences in molecular. So, it really linked me to say that you're still helping a lot of bartenders.
So what kind of woman would you think will drink the cocktails you've created and describe her?
Well, the charismatic woman, and even if I just arrived in Singapore, even this afternoon it's a perfect witness. And actually you can see there's a lot of charismatic women, so people with a lot of taste, and this is where I believe people will drink our cocktails. What I must say about the ladies that they are really open-minded, much more than we can be as men. So it's always interesting to give them some new drinks to test because, as I said, they're really open-minded, and every time we try something new, And I'm glad because us men we always drink the same drink and we don't want to move. But ladies know they're much more open, so they're really going towards something new, something new. So definitely a charismatic woman.
And just a last one. What would you tell the readers of superagency.com in terms of making your own cocktails at home? So, are there any words of encouragement?
Well, one of the first rules, we have to make it simple, and especially using fresh and good ingredients. You can't make a good cocktail without good ingredients. And we go back, and I don't want to speak about only Cointreau, but this is one of the reasons why Cointreau has been so popular and has been so much used into cocktails, it's because that was good, and I insist you have to use fresh good ingredients, and you have to keep it simple. So you keep it simple, fresh ingredients, you will make good cocktails. Good Cointreaupolitan, Cointreau, cranberry juice, lemon juice. You know what? It's really simple. Use Cointreau, it's best orange liquor. You use good cranberry. Well, you don't get it wrong. So every time use something simple and fresh.
Thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. It's a pleasure.